Why? Just why? Why does this have to be a thing? Not only we're getting like 2 sequels to Frozen, which by the way already has 2 movies, and we're getting, a sequel for Inside Out, and we have like 4 Toy Story movies with 2 spin-offs, a Buzz Lightyear, and a 5th one on the way. But now we're talking about that Disney is wanting to make a Cars 4. Yes, a Cars 4. Now, with the other movies that they have had in the past, at least they did all right. A lot of them made money and all that. Well, I guess except for some of their sequels. The sequels have not been making as much money. But when it comes to Cars as a franchise, this franchise here, honestly, people do not like the movies. People do not care for the Cars franchise at all. I thought the first 2 movies were okay and all that. The third one was actually good, but the first, the third one was basically retelling. It was retelling kind of a lot of the first movie a bit, and all that. But it was still pretty good. But I still had a lot of problems with the movies, and they do feel kind of dull at times and all that. But the fact that people do not like them and they're making another one, yeah, this is gonna go very well. This is gonna go very well. Now the thing is, though, is this. I don't know if this has actually been 100% confirmed, but I wouldn't be surprised because like a few days ago. Actually, I think not a few days ago. Yesterday, during Disney's earnings call, Bob Iger also announced a Moana 2, and it's coming out the same year. Yes, it's coming out the same year, which is this year. It's coming out in November. So I feel like at this point, Disney is just like, I don't know what they're doing anymore and all that, but they're making a bunch of sequels and all that. And I mean, DreamWorks is kind of doing that too, but DreamWorks is also a smaller studio, and they're still making original stuff. Disney is mostly just making sequels to crap. Like, literally, almost everything they announced has been freaking sequels. Heck, they're making a freaking sequel to the sequel trilogy, a Star Wars, with Rey, and all that. And no one wants Rey. No one likes Rey. I mean, I'm sure the actor was doing her best in the films, but those movies did not do very well and all that. So they're making all these freaking sequels and all that, and a lot of them are freaking unnecessary. They don't need to exist, and I don't mind there being sequels to some of these films, and all that, but we don't need a sequel to Cars. We don't need a Toy Story 5, because we've already got 3 Cars movies, already got 4 Toy Story movies, and we got 2 spin-off movies, with Buzz Lightyear, or the Lightyear, and all of that. They basically didn't need to make that one either. That one was basically shitting on, the people who grew up with the original movie, and it basically taking away everything that made that movie so good. So yeah, they keep doing this crap and all that, and I remember when Bob Iger came back, I remember a lot of people were freaking happy. People were happy when Bob Iger came back. I mean, to be fair though, I've gotten overexcited before about things too and all that, but I'm not trying to diss people who were excited, because I mean, to be fair, Chapek didn't do a very good job with running the company either, but basically Iger came back, and let's clarify, Iger was doing all this crap before he left, because they were starting to do this crap back in 2019. They were doing this stuff where they were making all these live action remakes and all of that. But also, you know, like when you know, he left and all that, Chapek was getting blamed for a lot of the stuff with price hikes and all of that. But Bob Iger is back, and they were hoping he would fix some of this stuff, which, by the way, he was, you know, the reason a lot of this crap got bad in the first place. And basically, you know, he's basically doing the same crap. Heck, he keeps announcing stuff and freaking backing down on it. He keeps backing down on it. I'm not sure why, but like he announced he was planning on selling off like assets from ABC Family and all that, which by the way, they need to do that because this company is freaking bankrupt. It's freaking bankrupt. Like it's not doing well at all. They're making their best solution is to make freaking sequels because they can't get rid of shit. They're too greedy and all that, and maybe mostly Bob Iger. Bob Iger is freaking too greedy. That they could easily just sell off this crap to other, you know, studios and all that and get their money back. I mean, not all of it. I doubt a lot of this crap is worth what it was when they bought it because they freaking damaged it. I mean, Fox wasn't really worth the money they spent on that. Fox was already damaged as it is. And then when they bought it, they freaking ran it to the ground more. And I want to clarify, they also were making a bunch of sequels to films there, too. I've actually heard they have a Rio 3, and then they have an Ice Age 7 coming out. I don't know if that stuff's still coming or not, but I know Blue Sky got shut down, but yet they're still milking the movies and all that, So yeah, that's their solution. They're gonna make sequels and live action remakes of all these movies. People are getting sick of them, and I don't mind there being sequels to these movies, but we don't need all these freaking sequels. Not to mention, we're gonna have a Moana 2 coming out the same year as we're currently in right now. And I mean, to be fair, that one was actually, I've been hearing rumors about that one for a few years now, and I've been hearing that it was going to be a TV show on Disney Plus. Oh, but yeah, it was going to be a TV show on Disney Plus. But then they decided to make it a movie or something. I don't know why. Like, it feels like basically, they're doing the same crap, you know, that basically they were blaming Chapek for and all that. Well, Iger is and all that, because that was the problem when Chapek was in charge. They would basically, they would do this stuff where they, with their other properties, they would, like Star Wars and all that, Star Wars and Marvel, they would, announce them being movies, and then they would turn them into shows, or they would go the other way around. Oh, and they did this with Blue Sky, too, because before Blue Sky was shut down, there was already supposed to be an Ice Age TV show. There was going to be one about Buck before Disney actually got the rights to Fox, because their deal was, needed to be completed and all that. So they already had that in the works, but then they turned around and changed it into a freaking movie, and that did very well. So, yeah, clearly they just don't have any plans. They have no plans at all. I got to the point where I pretty much don't talk about the Walt Disney Company much anymore because this crap is not freaking news. But I need to get this out of the way because this tells you they don't freaking have a plan. They don't have a plan. Their plan is to use existing, movies and all of that did very well. Let's make sequels to them and all that. And a lot of these have already had sequels to them in the first place, so they don't need any more sequels. And it's just freaking annoying. And some of these sequels are we're getting a prequel to the freaking Lion King movie, which that one would have been great if it wasn't a fucking live action, Lion King movie. If they actually made it, animated like the freaking original. And people were arguing, people were pointing me out in the comments and said, it's like I mentioned in other videos and all that, like how like, you know, like some people like I like live action movies and all that, and I mean that's fine and all, but the Lion King movie was, you know, was basically originally a 2D animated movie anyway, and people want 2D animation back. That would get fans back. Fans want to see 2D animation again, and if they would bring that back, that'd be great. But they're not doing that shit. They freaking are tripling and doubling down on stuff. Iger keeps running his mouth saying he's gonna do this or that. He's not doing this. He's basically, he also, not to mention, he didn't only say he was wanting to sell off some assets, but then turns around and backs down on it. He also has been saying he's gonna, you know, quit doing all this live action, you know, live action and sequel stuff and all that. Then he turns around and he's doing all that anyway. So I have a feeling if this keeps us up, Disney may not be around much longer, honestly. They may not be around. And I've been told before that Disney's a $1 billion company. They got lots of money, that they'll be perfectly fine. Well, they don't have as much money as people think they do, because they spend a lot of it on buying stuff they don't need, like Lucasfilm and, you know, Fox and all that. But also, their movies have not been doing very well. Their parks are not doing really well. Heck, Universal is kicking their ass on the movie side and the freaking parks. So yeah, they're freaking kicking their ass. Disney used to be very good with this stuff. Now they're not. But I'm sorry about this raging stuff, but this is just ridiculous. I mean, I know. I also been hearing too that like Nelson Peltz and, you know, like Nelson Peltz and Elon Musk are like trying to like take down Disney and all that. And we got freaking I think her name's Scarlett Johansson or something. I'm trying to remember. No, not Scarlett. I mean Gianna Carano. Sorry, I got her mixed up with Scarlett Johansson's the other gal, you know, who was a Marvel star and all that. But we got her like suing Disney. We got people suing Disney all over the place. Because Disney's starting to run out of money and all that, because they've been, you know, screwing people over and making bad decisions by, you know, making, you know, bad movies and all that. And when some of these people got screwed over at the court, they used all their money for these lawyers and all that. And yeah, Disney's just, people are starting to fight Disney now, and it's getting really bad. Like, it is getting really bad. Like, I mean, I don't think I've ever seen a company this bad before. Like, with this many lawsuits and all that. And, I mean, Warner Brothers is having a few, too, with things, but not nearly as bad as Disney. Disney has been having a lot more lawsuits. But, not to say Warner Brothers, I care much about that company anymore either. I've kind of lost interest in Warner Brothers, too. But, you know, they still make good stuff and all that. And, you know, I mean, and not just that, but, you know, they also do have, you know, some, you know, they do still have some great movies, you know, that do very well and all that, so, there's that, but yeah, I've been kind of just losing interest in all these studios in general, because they keep doing this stuff, and, I mean, basically, it's just kind of like what Paramount's doing with, like, SpongeBob and all that, too. Like, as someone who really likes SpongeBob, there's a point in time where even I can get sick of too much SpongeBob, too. So, yeah, I don't know. But, I mean, I can't really say much, though, because I have not seen all of the Patrick Star show and all that, and all of Camp Coral. But what I've seen of Camp Coral, it's definitely not very good. And I've seen the Sandy Cheeks movie. It doesn't look that good either. I've not finished it because you know, I didn't want to watch the whole thing. I kind of wanted just to, like, I was actually going to wait till it came on Netflix and watch it in the future when I do my reviews. But yeah, that's the thing with Hollywood, though. Hollywood is just they're kind of just in this nutshell right now, where they're making a lot of sequels and stuff like that. So I'll give like like Illumination and all that, which is part of Universal, credit. They're actually starting to make more original stuff. So at least they're learning. They're learning. But these other studios are not learning. And I mean, I don't mind there being sequels to some of these movies. I mean, heck, we had freaking like 6 Star Wars movies and all that. And say what you want about, like, you know, the prequel movies and all that. But you have to admit, like the Revenge of the Sith and all that was really good. And people are, you know, pointing out how they did some stuff right and all that. But they had a bunch of movies there, and I think they did the same thing with Harry Potter too. So they can make a lot of sequels to films and make them good. But some of these just don't need sequels, and we don't need all these at once. Because I've only mentioned some of them. There's still a crap more they're making. They're making a Zootopia 2, and they're making this and that, and it's just freaking annoying. So yeah, it feels very overwhelming, and then we got a live-action Moana movie coming too, and it's just annoying. Basically, it's just annoying. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I think John Lasseter was say what you want about the guy. I know he did some stuff, you know, and all that, but, you know, he was kind of getting all huggy and hugging people and kind of getting creepy there, but at least, you know, he wasn't like he was the reason a lot of these sequels in the past, you know, the direct-to-DVD sequels got canceled. You know, because they probably weren't necessary and they probably wouldn't have been very good. So, but I don't really know what to say here. I don't know what to say. But I mean, some of them could have probably been good too. Like, some of these sequels might be good, but like I said, there's too many of them, and I mean, we got a Deadpool 3 on its way and all that, you know, so I don't know. I don't even know what people are going to think about Deadpool 3, because with Disney's recent history and all, making movies, they've been not making that many good movies that have been doing very well, so I don't know. But, yeah, I just think there's way too many sequels. They need to cut back on this stuff and make some original stuff. And they need to stop making all these live-action remakes, too. I mean, if they're gonna make some, that's fine, but they need to freaking focus more on animation. Bring back, like, 2D animation and all that. That's what made Disney so unique. I mean, heck, in the early 2000s, they were able to do a little bit of everything, and people were happy. They had CGI, they had 2D animation, they had live action. So they could clearly do this stuff, they just don't want to do it, and I'm not sure why. They know they're losing money and all that, but yet they're still making the same mistakes. But I don't know what to say here. I guess you guys can tell me what you guys think about all these sequels. I mean, I'm not really concerned about, I don't know about Cars 4 if it's actually happening, but I wouldn't be surprised if it is, honestly. Because the first 3 Cars movies were not, well, the Cars franchise in general isn't, like, well received by, you know, people. Like I said, I thought the first 2 were okay, and I thought the third one was really good, but I don't think there's really, they don't need to be making a Cars 4 right now. They need to be focusing more on original stuff. And if they want to, maybe they can make one in the future, but we don't need a freaking Cars 4 announced, because we got too many sequels announced, and I don't know what they're gonna do, but yeah, I don't know, but again, tell me what you guys think about this in the comments below. I will see you guys all later. Bye-bye.